It's almost impossible to do it on your own.
Hi, I'm Marc Randolph, co-founder of Netflix and 6 other companies. Over the years, I've heard that will never work thousands of times, but I've learned there are things we all can do to increase the chances that they will. So join me for That Will Never Work.
The problem is that I need them, but they don't need us. And I need to work out some way of having some leverage or being able to bring value to the table for them so that they'd be happy to work with us so that we can speed up this development process.
You've actually put your finger on exactly the right way. When you have a startup, you need people to help you. That is, it's almost impossible to do it on your own. And you are absolutely right. You have to appeal to their self-interest. You can't convince someone to do something for you. In our case, when I was trying to convince the Sonys and the Toshibas and Panasonics, it was still brutal, but we were pitching them something that was in their direct self-interest because they had the exact opposite problem that we did. We had this problem that said, we're trying to do a DVD rental company, but why would someone want to rent DVDs when no one has DVD players? Their problem was the opposite, which is, why is anyone going to buy a DVD player when there's nowhere to rent movies? And so this was really a perfect example of us being able to help them by saying, we'll make it so that if someone buys a player, in the box is a resource where they can have access to every single DVD available at the time. And coming up with that position was the key to unlocking it. It was hard enough getting them to do it, but that was only possible because we'd uncovered something that we knew was in their self-interest, and I could appeal to their self-interest. And that is going to be how you're going to have to think about it. Well, I have some thoughts about other ways to do it, but clearly it's going in that direction. And don't forget, you do not necessarily need to have the self-interest be head on. In other words, you don't need to try and convince them, just think how good this is going to be for doctors. Just think about all the uses for litigation. They don't, as you're finding out, they don't give a crap about that. What's their self-interest? Well, their self-interest is, and you probably know this already, is how do I sell more of my microscope to the new theaters being built versus my competitors' theaters. So
Exactly.
One thing is to absolutely say, how can I convince them that one manufacturer, start with one, that if they begin doing this, it will help them sell against the others. What can you do to support that? Because that does appeal to them.